form. Now, a form is like any other page, so you go to the location that you wish to uh, place your form, and you go create. And I'm going to call this into house. Okay, now you go to more templates, form, done, done. Okay, now there's no need to reinvent the wheel. So if you have perhaps a permission slip or a letter that you send home annually to parents for a certain trip, then by all means use that. So if you go to now on the school computers, it would be a Word document. Here's a bit of blurb that I created earlier. So I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into the page. I'm also going to provide them with yet more information. So not only is a form useful for gleaning information from large groups of people, but it's also useful to get information out there. So I'm going to insert a file. I'm just going to add a document in relation to into house events. So that's put in there. Now, as highlighted previously, main point of a form is to glean information from those people. So if we go question, now you've got lots of different options of what type of question you'd like to pose. So I'm just going to pose a quick multiple choice one. So I want to know what so I want to use a multiple choice. So okay. Now, these are important and useful options. So, validation. So, if I want to ensure that they answer this question, which I do, so I'm going to make it a required field, so they can't complete this form without answering this question. Now, this visible one, it becomes clear as to why this is important later. But at this moment, because this is the first question, it's going to be always. So I'm going to push done. Now, perhaps I want more specific information from my groups. So I'm going to ask them another question based upon that first question, though. So, what music events most interest you? And I'm going to keep it multiple choice. And I'm going to go perhaps singing. Now, this is where this becomes important. So I only want them to answer this question if they said they were interested in music events in the first place. So if I push that, and then push done. Okay. Another, you can also, so the other point is things like useful bits of information, perhaps. And that it makes sense just to have that as a number. Okay. And once you've created them, you can play around with what order you put them in. So perhaps that makes sense to be the first question that they are answer. The little stars are to highlight those that are required. Okay. And then you can go publish. So that's now published. Now the way to get that to people is to go down here at the bottom and you can recommend that page to the groups. Okay, so all groups, it will give you a list. So I could perhaps send that to my Sterling staff. Or I can give it to my pupils, whichever way around. Okay.